This is culturally inappropriate.
Wagwan, wagwan. Shout out to the Tip Network. It's your boy Big Truck. Conversation and reviews. Go on ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Last time that I checked.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day it's gonna follow you home.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it.
Best thing that you can do is support and represent your husband well. You know, we don't hear nothing negative about Steph Curry. The only negativity that we've ever heard in relation to Steph Curry has to do with his wife.
And
yeah, because she running her motherfucking mouth instead of staying in her place. See, the other side told her, you need to stay in your lane. You're not staying in your lane. You're moving out of pocket. Because all they got to do is pull the switch. And once they pull the switch, Steph Curry going to be all right. I don't know about your ass. You're going to be in the ocean by yourself.
had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
And I'm telling you, when men don't marry you, especially when they're young and dumb, see, my mind has graduated from when I was 30 years old. When I was 30 years old, I didn't understand enough about life because I was brought up in a single mother household and my mother did her best to teach me what she could teach me, but I didn't know what it's like to be a man. So when I was 30 years old, I got married because I wanted to keep my woman. But nowadays, I wouldn't get married to keep no.
That's not the reason you do.
If I get married, I'm gonna get married because this person is solid and respectable.
I agree. Let me fix my damn mic, bring my mic closer for this. I learned a valuable lesson from a 14-month marriage. Trust me. Corey Holcomb, I'm right there with you, King. I'm going to tell you, I learned the shit that I went through. But I'm glad that I learned it. I'm glad that I went through it. I don't give a fuck how fine a woman is. If she ain't dealt with her childhood past, I ain't fucking with it. Period. If she has unfinished business with her past, I'm not fucking with it. Don't matter who you are. If you have not dealt with your past, that shit will show up in your social life and your love life. I guarantee you it will show up in more ways than one.
The biggest lies that society tells women is that in order to be a woman, you have to fall into those social norms. I just don't think it's fair.
No, it's not fair. But again, let's highlight this. What the fuck did you choose? You chose it. You chose to follow. You chose to do. You didn't have to follow what society says. You didn't have to follow what social media says. No, nigga, you chose it. And because you chose it, you don't like the result of what you chose. If you didn't want to be married, you shouldn't have got married in the first damn place. You chose to be married. I see where this is going. It's almost like you want to put it off on Stephen Curry. You want to put it off on him. No. The way you are moving is so disrespectful, inappropriate, unprofessional. And I'm telling you this. The other side is going to deal with you.
It's a death sentence for a lot of women because you feel constant pressure and negativity on you to be something that you just might not be, and that's okay. There's so many friends like right now that think they need to have a child in order to be like feel like a woman or experience what being a woman is. There are other ways.
Because as you all know, a long time ago, I've been talking about Ayesha Curry for years, and when the very first cracks in her marketing of herself as this nice, pure housewife, and she's telling all these other females, oh, why don't you be more modest and ostentatious looking and thottish? I mean, boy, the males everywhere, men everywhere were saying, finally, a woman who understands it and gets it. And it was the men who held her up. But I started seeing problems early on.
And I feel like we
Damn.
You started showing your ass. You pulled up into Bill Sharp's town, and then you started showing your ass. And the moment you begin to show your ass, other individuals will start calling it out. There it is. Now, the mask is coming off. Look where we at. She should have stayed in her lane. But I pose another question. What's really going on behind closed doors? What are you trying to say in riddles? Just come out and say it.
Any of that. Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention.
Anything negative that you have said about your husband, or anything that you have said that is kind of like going against the idea or the thought process of marriage, is going to put you under a microscope.
She envies the thought's ability to get those primal sexual male reactions, that she doesn't feel validated.
Nobody's paying attention to her. There's no, you kind of said it right there too, no validation. Nobody's checking for her. No one is complimenting her. She doesn't want to be just only being known for Stephen Curry's wife and the mother of his children. She wants those validation from men, those compliments from men. That's what she wants. Because I see her taking some of her photos in bikinis and doing all this shit here, twerking in the that attention. You have some individuals out there that are attention seekers. They have to have all of the attention. If the attention is not on them, it's a fucking problem.
Like, she just wants rappers and athletes that's not Stephen Curry. I think she wants street. If just looking at her, she want to spin the gamut with the street cats. And that's what she...
Nah, she want niggas. There's a lot of women, attractive women out there. That's what they attract, niggas. That is what's familiar to them. That's what's familiar to them, niggas. Not a good, decent man. Not a good man that goes to work and come home. You don't hear no scandal on Stephen Curry. You don't hear nothing on his name. Or if you do hear something on his name and about him, he's doing something positive in the community. This is what we talk about here on the Manosphere channel. King's Table. The Gold Pill. I'm telling you.
She's going to do when and if Steph Curry and children get of age. She's going to be one of those older women that get banged out by YNs. That's just my opinion. May not like my delivery, but that's what I think she's going to do. Because the way this woman is speaking, it's inevitable. She's going to do what she set out to do.
Also, I feel so bad for Ayesha Curry and the way that men respond to her every time she's honest about the realities of motherhood and wifehood is exactly why I never wanted to be a wife or a mother. Men act like saying anything less than "it's the most amazing thing that ever happened in my life and I wouldn't trade it for the world" is blasphemy.
Fuck you then.
Like, and it's because it disrupts this fantasy world that they live in where they think all women want: clean my dirty drawers and raise my children. That's all they want. And once they have that, they'll be happy. And that's all they should want.
That American women, in response to this, are going, oh, I can make my own money and I don't have to have kids and go through the painful process of labor and raising children alone. And
Fuck you then.
I don't have to pretend to like someone's grubby little son in order to make ends meet, in order to survive. I have literally all the options in the world. Oh, I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be alone. And men's response.
Who's stopping you? You're choosing. No one's highlighting that, right? It's your choice.
Better renew my passport, because you guys are the ones who are afraid to be alone. You guys are the ones who would rather fly to a foreign country and find a wife than be alone.
You a bitch. You a bitch.
Cap. Because a large number of women are the ones that are afraid to be alone. They show it. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Men go where they are appreciated and where they're respected and treated right. Men meet a woman that does all those things for him. What's going to happen in return? He's going to do the same things for her. So it's going to be reciprocated. Dumbass.
How ironic is that? How ironic is that? You don't see the
Get the fuck off
irony?
my screen talking that bullshit.
Ladies, stop wasting your 20s finding love. Find money and a career instead.
A man who is not lost will not marry a disrespectful. Only way we marry disrespectful bitch when we lost and we don't know what we need to know, because it ends up in a courthouse.
When a man know who he is and who he is, he's not going to operate the same. He's going to have a different perspective. He's going to have a different outlook. And this is where we're starting to see men move in. Whoa, you mean to tell me my options have options? You mean to tell me I don't have to put up with this type of woman's behavior? I can get up and move. Silence is power.
Relationship ends up in the courthouse. But a woman who's never been married talking to a woman that's been married don't sound right to me.
Or a woman that has fucked up her marriage, fucked up her relationship, have the audacity to give other women advice. You got a word for everybody else, but soon as everybody else has a word for you, you can't take it.
If a woman is talking about another woman who ain't never been married, y'all both on the same level. But if a woman who ain't never got to do it is talking about a woman who has been married before, that seems strange.
On the right side of your screen, you ignore this at your peril. But can we just be totally honest? This dichotomy you see on your screen, this is modern womanhood today. If you want to know why it is, ladies, that so many men today are opting out of getting married, it's because they understand the bait and switch. They understand the bait and switch. We can go through your phone and listen to the music that you listen to. We can take a look at the females that you emulate and idolize. We can take a look at the people that you, we take a look at all of these signs and we add it up and we realize right now we're dealing with a world full of bait and switch.
And you can also take a look at what she posts, what a woman posts on her TikTok and Instagram. That'll tell you right there. You know, when they be doing the selfies, you know, when they be highlighting certain talking points, certain quotes, you will know how that motherfucker is moving. I'm like, oh, okay, so this who you, okay, now it makes sense on who you are.
I don't think men in the United States are trained to pick a wife worth a dime. In the United States, men marry who they want to marry, which is the worst thing in the world you can ever do. Indeed. Your wife is someone who actually, what did they used to do back in the day? They used to choose a wife for you. What is that called? Yeah, right, you need to be arranged to your wife to have the best chance of it working out, where the families can help the families. Right. And a wife that you pick because you want her is going to destroy your family. The foundation of what a marriage can be can help build dynasties, build families up. But unfortunately, I'm not saying other people, I'm saying we, especially men in the United States of America, wind up marrying the girl we want to marry. Then we get our ass kicked in the game of life and we be smarter afterwards. Most of us, after we have been ran through court, put down, it ain't never enough. That's
or you got your heart broken, disrespected, treated like trash, put out the house, okay? You gonna get it. Go through health issue, you will get it. You will definitely get it then.
After you get f***ed over real good by the system, the system provides tools for her to take your earnings that you went to school for and took out loans for and everything. You go to school, you get this education, and it helps you provide for your family. She has rights to all that as your wife.
And I want to address this to men. Take all your assets, everything that you worked hard for, everything that you earned and so forth. Take all of that and put it in someone else's name. So that way, when shit hit the fan and she all of a sudden wants to divorce you, she don't get your shit. You got to protect your assets, men. That's what I'm saying. In this season of your life, knowing who you are and whose you are, if you have assets, you have to protect them. That way you will know if a person is really for you or not. Look at Tom Brady. Look at my man, that UFC fighter. Look at the soccer player. Take the advice of our men.
This is how serious this disrespect is. Where I'm gonna have to say it's on every modern woman's subconscious mind, whether they would like to admit it or not, is that they want the authority to say whatever comes to mind, to let them indulge in their soft girl fantasy and live vicariously through Ayesha Curry. If she found herself to be walking in the shoes of Ayesha Curry, then this is exactly what she wants to do. She wants to go and tell the sinister sisterhood that disrespecting her husband is part of speaking her truth. She should have been able to live out her whole phase and mess around with street dudes and choose to go after her career over choosing to be with a superstar, 7-8-figure deals with a stand-up dude, record-breaking 4-time champion, multiple-time all-star, and most likely a Hall of Fame legend in Steph Curry. Instead, Ayesha Curry's gotta go and tell her truth by expressing her regret in being unable to continue in her pursuit and jumping on the movie screens and becoming a Hollywood star.
Did you feel like you had to pick between your career and your relationship at that point?
Yes. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughter so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself.
I hear a lot of talking, but the words don't mean shit.
Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
She had this idea of being like a career woman, you know, a certified boss chick with no husband and no kids.
I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that.
She wanted to be an actress. Okay. And so she really believed that she was going to be the one, you know, that person in the limelight, all the attention on her, all eyes on her, doing her thing.
The cameras is not on her. The spotlight is not on her. You know what? Honestly, if I was her, I wouldn't want that shit. I wouldn't want to be in a spotlight. I wouldn't want that damn limelight. I'd be cool at home doing my thing, being happy, being connected to someone. If I was Ayesha Curry. However, as she begins to speak, more and more begins to unravel. Nobody didn't force you to get married. Nobody didn't force you to have children. You consented to it. You could have said no. That man didn't force you.
High school early to move to LA to start your acting career.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, the way in which she now talks about marriage, it's like comical to her that she's not living out what she envisioned for herself and that she took such a turn.
And then it happened so early in my life. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this.
Shut the fuck up!
If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
But hold up a minute, let's just wait and take a deep dive analysis, looking at her different entrepreneurial endeavors, especially with the Sweet July website. We do not know if it has been a success or if a failure, but we gotta stop down and slow down to think twice. Where influence does not necessarily means that you are bringing in the big bucks. You gotta look at the budget books, and has it bringing in enough in being unable to continue to be qualified as a successful business and a successful social media career. Now granted, Ayesha Curry's been a mother, cooking and cleaning and serving her husband, at least that's what we hope. But for her to say that her career has slowed down because she had to make the sacrifice in becoming his wife, I think that's an downright lie. All you gotta do is look on her YouTube page, put her in the search field and search her name. And what do you see? A lot of inactivity, especially about 5 to 6 years ago when she was trying to make herself known as a cook, creating cooking content, and even...
Now, hold on. Let's talk about that. That right there is amazing. Cooking, You know, if she was smart, what she would have did, do the cooking, prepare like 30-minute meals, teach people how to cook 30-minute meals. While the food is cooking, have your glass of wine and talk to the ladies. Have something positive and good to say when you have conversations with the ladies. That's a good gimmick.
Her favorite recipes that you can find on her website, which looks to me possibly having last been updated in 2023.
And you speaking of that way about your marriage with this man, who, again, could have the pick of the litter, could have a woman who would have no problem putting her career to the side, throwing her career in the garbage, not doing anything else besides, sitting down and being quiet and being his wife, and basically saying that was, so far away from what you wanted. It's going to make people look at Steph Curry and say, dang, bro, you got it hard out here,
When we look at Steph Curry, he's a great basketball player. He never been in no outside trouble. People got a lot of respect for you as a man and as a player. You couldn't go around saying the same things about her that she say about your ass, okay? And what it looks like to all the dudes is like, she talking down on you when you perfect. Like, this is the kind of man that all women want and say that, ain't they? Faithful, take care of his kids, NBA champion.
What it comes down to is all about the appearances. It doesn't matter if she's actually made a success for herself, but it's the fact that her name is attached to a high status, high value.
Who's telling you to talk like that? Who's telling you to behave and move this way? Is there outside people talking to you? Is there outside people in your ear gate? I just thought about that because you can break it down from different angles. I don't know. Humiliation ritual? Perhaps?
Ayesha is helping herself to the Curry name, leveraging it to go on different podcasts and embarrass him wherever she goes, where the modern woman in the sisterhood is rallying right behind her immediately the moment she gets critiqued for talking so disrespectfully.
I have come to the conclusion that y'all just don't like her. And the only thing she did was speak her truth in her marriage.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
She said nothing wrong, y'all.
But let a man turn right around and speak his truth in his marriage and say the exact same thing. Will y'all keep that same energy? I thought not.
And y'all are jealous.
But I don't see why Ayesha Curry is wrong. I feel like she said nothing wrong. Like,
I genuinely just think people don't like that every word that comes out of her mouth isn't, I'm so lucky to be married to Steph Curry. Like, she has a life and businesses and children and like.
It's not authenticity that you seek out of these celebrities, because for Ayesha Curry to go on that podcast and say, when I first got with that man, this was not the life we planned. But you know what I didn't hear Ayesha say? I didn't hear her say that's not what I planned for, and oh my God, I have it, I hate it. I hate it. Somebody come pick me up.
You dumb bitch.
What the ladies fail to grasp is that her personal issues is not meant to be broadcasted for all to hear about their confidential family matters on the internet. Instead, it should be behind closed doors and in their...
I agree. Certain things should be kept behind closed doors and said at home. Because when you take them and you blast them publicly, believe me, people are going to come with their opinions. It's going to cause a whole discomfort. It's going to cause some bullshit because people are going to start voicing their opinions left and right and right and left. Certain things should be talked about and kept at home.
Question I got to ask all you polite savages and lady polite savages. With all the resources and money that she has and the public support and the private support with Steph Curry and family, then should we assume that her creating cooking content was the thing that was going to launch her career and make her a household name alongside Steph Curry's? But what appears to me is that she's always been a competitor competing against Chef Curry.
Again, it wasn't too long ago that you were sitting down at the Red Table Talk talking about the fact that, Steph is getting all of this women attention, and you were getting male attention.
Have any of that? Like, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me? Because I
You a dirty motherfucker.
don't want it.
Why would something be wrong with you? Why the fuck would you need male attention? If you're married, you have a husband, you have a foundation. And you mad because Steph is getting a lot of female attention. But Steph is the same way. He loves his family. He loves his marriage. He's not going to do anything to disrespect that. But you just demonstrated. You mad at him because he's getting female attention and you're not getting male attention. Ain't that about a bitch?
It'd be nice to know that, like, someone's looking.
It speaks to a certain level of competition that Ayesha seems to be in with Steph Curry.
And then when she did her Red Table Talk interview, that was when she finally let the cat out of the bag that she's been faking it all this time, that she really wanted that street level, that primal attention, that she really envies the bad girls.
Even further into the conversation.
She wants to be a street woman. She wants to be for the streets. She wants to be a 304. She wants to be out there. She wants to be a garden tool. She want to give the buns to Pookie and Ray Ray. And some of y'all dumb modern feminists out there, she's speaking her truth. You men are just hating. You men are this, you men are that. She can't speak her truth. If that's how she truly feels, God Almighty, me, we put all possibilities on the table. Or she could be moving this way for a reason. She's an attention seeker, and she knows speaking, behaving, moving this way is going to bring attention to her. She's used to having attention. She's not used to being in a place, in a position where she has no attention.
Ever have anything in high school at all, or it was legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
Run-of-the-mill light-skinned chick. Talking like she really somebody's like that or something. I thought I was going to be out there. You thought you were going to be what? This man saved you from a lot of penis and a lot of disease. And she don't even look at it like that. This man saved you from all these disease outbreaks that's out here. Because from what it looks like, Steph Curry is not cheating on you. From what it looks like. And you got the nerve to have this type of attitude? Ain't no way. This is a shame that he has to be disrespected in this way. This is a shame.
All the fellas going around in the NBA, the so-called professional athletes who keep running through females. Her husband ain't one of them. He takes care of the kids. He smiles. There are no mistresses falling out of the closets. He's smart with his money. He doesn't have any drug addictions. This man is a model citizen, and yet the little church girl is unhappy with it. She is dissatisfied with it. It's not enough.
Old clips still make their rounds on social media, where we're all wondering when the next time a pop-off drama is gonna occur when Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry, start making her announcement.
Pretty soon, that time's gonna be up.